and gentlemen, and welcome to the School Science. My name is Luke, and this is the Everton Stadium update. Now, as we go over the site today, the main things to notice are the North Stand, East Stand, and West Stand, but unfortunately, due to the adverse weather, we haven't really been able to get over to the West Stand, so what I've had to do right now is there's going to be a screenshot when it comes to the West Stand just to cover that little gap point. I do apologise about that profusely. As I said, weather and conditions just would not allow me to get anywhere near that West Stand, so I've had to sort of cut it out. So when I've been around the North Stand and South Stand, I've made sure that we've been able to actually see a little bit of the West Stand from that sort of point of view. But as we now quickly go over the East Stand right now, the main things to notice is the barrel structures are now moving towards the North Stand, so they went from the centre to the North Stand, so I'm expecting them to be completed within the next couple of weeks in an optimistic sort of point. And what you can also see is you can see inside the East Stand itself, well, I say inside, it's on the outer part of the East Stand. You can actually see some black framing going into place. That's particularly around the centre point where it's sort of outcropped a little bit. If you look around there, so you can see the black framing there, so that's obviously going to be the front facade and sort of thing. So you're going to have like a bit of a glass front from certain areas. Now, there has been a little bit of talk on what that's actually going to be, so it isn't particularly going to be a fan shop or anything like that, like what a couple of people have actually mentioned to me. I just think that's going to be the entrance to the hospitality suite. So what you'll normally see, especially around like the park end of Goodison, you have the hospitality suite, and when you go in itself, you'll actually see models displaying the Everton home kit, and I'm not sure whether it's actually the away team as well. So if someone wants to correct me on that one, if anyone actually goes to the hospitality and the park end, just let me know. Do they have it like the home team and the away team sort of thing, or is it just Everton's kits, like all three of them? I'm trying to remember that one off the top of my head. But yeah, that's my assumed guess of what the East Stand's display front's going to actually be like. But right now, as we go over to the South Stands, there isn't too much to really talk about, to be honest. The main thing that has been noted to me is there is more facading going on underneath where the turnstiles are going to be and everything, so you can't exactly see them from where we are right now, which is unfortunate. But when there's no one on site and it's a safer day to do so, I'm going to try and actually get onto the site. Well, not onto the site, because you can't really go onto the site. That would be very naughty. But yeah, I'm going to try and actually operate a little bit lower and try and still respect, boundaries and everything, but try and get low enough so I can actually see under there, because that is definitely one I want to have a look at. Maybe even try and scour some footage that's on the internet already. See if I can find anything that's kind of recent that actually displays that sort of stuff. But yeah, as we go across the South Stand right now, there isn't too much to really display, in all fairness. Apologies. But yeah, as we go across, as I said, there's not too much to display at this point in time. The main things to note is that most of the stuff is inside the stadium itself. And it's just the main things being, particularly around the West Stand right now, is the cantilever pieces are actually all together right now. So they are ones that are now all done and dusted. So what's going to happen now is you're going to probably be seeing the next set of roof trusses. Now, I do believe there's only one layer that's going to be going onto these ones, because that one layer then will cover over to where the pitch is. And then from there, more than likely, the North Stand will be done in regards to cladding. So that'll probably be moving over to the South Stand, or maybe even going on to the West Stand, then to the South, and then on to the East. There's many different ways they can approach this sort of stuff, and I'm excited to see how they actually approach it. But yeah, as we look over now on the North Stand, you're seeing, like, you can see it from this point of view anyway. You can see where all the brick facading is underneath there in the terracing. Underneath the terracing, where all of the turnstiles are going to be. So we're going to try and see if we can get an angle similar to this, where we can actually see underneath there, because the one thing I've noticed in particular is the South Stand's terracing actually protrudes out. Well, it seems to protrude out actually further, so it actually you have more cover around those turnstiles and everything. But as a whole, and what you've probably noticed as well, sorry about this, I'm kind of a little bit scatterbrained at the moment. The cladding hasn't really been updated all too much from last week. That's just more down to the fact that, unfortunately, with the weather being as crap as it is at the moment, they haven't been able to operate around there. So it's understandable in all fairness. Safety is paramount for the staff that work on site. So I would rather them be safe than work getting done quicker. But yeah, guys, as a whole, the stadium's coming along rather nicely. As I said, adverse weather hasn't really stopped them at the moment. They just had to focus on different areas. But that's everything, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we're going to see you on the next video. Take care, and peace.